There's a pain that doesn't scream, it doesn't break things, it doesn't beg, it doesn't even cry loud, it just lingers, quiet, in your chest, right there, that moment when you know you're no longer the one she thinks of when she's smiling. The words don't even need to be direct. She doesn't have to say, "There's someone else." She'll say things like, "I need space. I'm figuring myself out. You deserve better. I don't know what I want. I just want to be alone right now." But behind those carefully polished lines there's always a truth she won't say out loud. She's already gone, and worse, she's gone to someone else. You're standing there, still believing in the love you built. Still hoping silence means confusion, still fighting battles she already surrendered, and it hurts. God, it hurts in places you didn't know could ache. But let me remind you of something powerful. You were never just a backup, you were never a maybe, and you don't need anyone to choose you twice. She left, not because you lacked something, but because she stopped seeing your worth, and not because it wasn't there, but because her eyes were too busy chasing temporary pleasures, moments of novelty, compliments from a man who wasn't there when she broke, who didn't wipe her tears, who never even knew what it took to love her soul. And yet, she chose him. And you're left with silence, questions, pain, and a story that doesn't make sense anymore. But here's where your power begins. Not in begging, not in trying to make her see your worth, not in texting long paragraphs or posting stories you hope she'll see, but in detaching, in standing up emotionally destroyed maybe, but standing, in walking away without closing the door softly, but slamming it so hard that your soul hears it echo. I'm done being an option. This isn't about her anymore. This is about reclaiming yourself. Let me tell you a story. It's not about a warrior in battle. It's not about a celebrity, a saint, or a philosopher. It's about a man named Kareem, and it might as well be about you. Kareem was loyal, the kind of loyal that made his friends jealous and made women wish they'd meet someone like him. He gave everything, not just attention, but effort, not just gifts, but time, not just presence, but presence with purpose. He thought he had built something unbreakable, until one morning, she changed. She started pulling away slowly. Short texts, no calls, more "I'm busy," more "it's not you, it's me." And eventually the truth she never spoke directly came out. He saw her out one day. She wasn't alone. It crushed him, not because she was with another man, but because while he was fighting to keep them strong, she was already in another chapter, one he didn't get to read. He didn't fight her. He didn't beg. He walked away, and then he broke. Behind closed doors. He broke in silence, in gyms, in lonely nights, in reflections in the mirror, in screams into his pillow. But day by day, something unexpected happened. The same man who was broken began building something stronger. Not just muscles, not just bank accounts, but boundaries, standards, self-respect. He used the pain. He didn't drown in it. He carved strength out of it. Because pain isn't poison, it's fuel. And when you burn it right, you rise. The next time you hear those vague, distant words, the next time she says, "I'm not ready for a relationship," but you sense that someone else is already sitting in the seat you once filled. No thesis. She's not confused. She's replaced you silently. She doesn't want a money, she wants an experience. She doesn't want depth, she wants attention. And you offered your soul. That's not something to feel ashamed about. That's something to protect more fiercely from now on. Don't chase closure. Don't ask for the truth she's too cowardly to admit. Silence is its own confession. Stop decoding her words. Start rewriting your worth. You don't need to understand why she walked away. You need to understand why you should never walk back. Because every time you let someone go who didn't see your value, you make space for someone who will. Let her go. Let her run. Let her lose you. Because the ones who leave aren't the painful ones. It's the ones you keep after they've already left mentally. Those are the ones that drain your spirit. You are not weak for hurting. You are not weak for loving. You are not even weak for hoping. But you are powerful when you choose yourself again. Not with ego, but with quiet certainty. The kind of power that doesn't need revenge. That doesn't need her to regret. That doesn't need her to realize anything. The kind of power that builds, heals, and rises without applause. When she said, "I need space," what she meant was, "I've already left." When she said, "I don't know what I want," what she meant was, "It's not you anymore." When she said, You deserve someone better. What she meant was, someone else already made me feel wanted. Don't fight it. Don't resist it. Accept it. Not because you approve, but because you refuse to suffer in denial. Healing doesn't come from getting answers. It comes from facing the truth that love sometimes ends without reason, that people change silently, that loyalty doesn't guarantee loyalty in return. And that's okay, because you weren't born to be chosen temporarily. You weren't born to be a filler. You weren't born to be a man she loved until her curiosity returned. You are meant to be peace. You are meant to be depth. You are meant to be chosen with certainty, not convenience. So build, heal, reflect, detach, not with anger, but with elegance, not with spite, but with clarity. That's the man who cannot be broken, not because he didn't hurt, but because he rose quietly, proudly, and completely. Because when she said those words, she wasn't ending a relationship, as she was revealing her truth. And your greatest freedom came the moment you believed it. Let her have what she chased. Let her explore her options. You're not in competition with distractions. You're building an empire of peace now. One day, when she sits quietly, staring at a phone that doesn't ring anymore, wondering how she lost someone so loyal, let the silence answer her. Because by then, you'll be far, not just physically but emotionally, mentally, and spiritually beyond her reach. And that is your redemption, not in her return, but in your rise. If she says this, she's already with another man. And if she let her be. She wasn't yours. She was a lesson. And you are the reward as the end of your own healing. Thank you.